effort. I don't sit down at a piano. I can't write anything. So I've come up with riffs in my life, and I've hummed them to the guitar player, and we make a song out of it. But it's a collaborative effort. So music, because I've done so much of that, and sometimes the results have been pretty cool, where you hear something like, okay, that doesn't suck. So I've been a part of that. But beyond that, this sounds corny, but I tell people my greatest achievement, if there is one, I've had one best friend for 52 years. That's a long ass time. So the best collaborative effort I've ever done is I've been best friends with a guy for 52 years. And we've had our, ups and downs, as one will do. Like, there's been some moments we didn't talk to each other for a fiscal quarter or two. Yeah, it's okay, you roll with it. You come back like, that was stupid, let's never do that again. And you don't. And so that's the best collaborative effort, is like watching my friend be this 12-year-old. And when his son turned 12, I said, young man, you should understand that when your dad and I became best friends, we were your age, and that shut him up. Nothing shuts that kid up, and that shut him up. He's like his dad. Thankfully, he has his mom's look, but he's got his dad's stubbornness. And then he was like, whoa. Well, yeah, whoa is right, say it again. And so just to watch Ian transition from, skateboard guy to record, guy, music guy, dad guy, husband guy, you're like, wow. And it's there to be learned from. And so that's the best thing. Music was never fun, because when you really get close to your band members, you hate them, but you love them too. I mean, you're so close to them, you know too much. And the collaborative effort is often, a lot of ego and a lot of, people putting themselves out in front of things and retracting and chess and intrigue sometimes. And sometimes just get together and make a lot of noise, go, that's a song, and like, that sucked. But it was fun making it. And so I've been in that practice room hundreds of hours of my life trying to write a song with other people, smelling them, and just, just trying to get along months at a time. Good days, bad days, whole entire bad weeks where like nothing happens and you want to knock it on the head and do something else. And so I believe in collaboration. I do as little of it as possible. As an older guy, I try to control my own world. I write my own books, I write my own screenplays and forewords, and I do liner notes for bands and books and press releases of bands I like. I do it for free, of course. So I'm kind of, and I answer to Heidi, she's a great editor. So she goes, this sentence is bad, and you already said you were depressed 30 times 40 pages ago. So take this one out, okay. She's always right. And so I collaborate with her, but basically I just kind of do my own thing. I'm really not interested in listening to other people's opinions on my stuff, except for Heidi. I'm not thinking I'm the only one who knows better. I just want to do my own thing and stand or fall on that with no backup. Well, you were good, but the bass player sucks. Then I'll just be alone, on the train heading towards the mountain, a la Runaway Train, John Boyd. And so I'd rather just stand or fall on my own. That's why I like doing the shows on my own, because they're far more difficult than the band shows. Because if you blow the lyric, the band covers it, no one's paying attention. When I'm alone on stage, you just heard every single word I just said. If I screw it up, you're like, I screwed that up. And so I'd much rather be tested in that way, because it is a test. And I'd much rather have that sort of Damocles over me than any other particular obligatory expectation.
Was Rollins Band an early version of that feeling, going from Black Flag, which didn't start as your band, to called it Rollins Band?
Yeah, pretty old.
That you saying, I'm going to do my thing now. Obviously, you still need a band.
Yeah, it was an effort to protect the band members. It was not like, I'm not that guy. But if it sucks, I want them to know, yeah, we played with the Rollins Band and it really blew. That's what I wanted for them. And so, I basically, if you're going to punch someone, right here. Bad review, talk about how the singer sucks. And believe me, I got all those reviews. And I want my band members to have some cushion. Also, I'm paying all the bills. And that, suddenly you want to be broke? Finance a drummer who goes through snare drums, a bass player who blows up bass strings. Like, it's all very expensive. And so I was, in the red for quite a while before I was able to pay the rent, the phone bill, and keep the band on the road. Some pretty mad moments in those days. But my idea was I'm the boss, but basically I gotta get salaries together. Because all these guys, they have rent, phone bills, they got lives. And I'm that guy. took that really seriously. You better. And it was sudden. Suddenly I have a band. Suddenly we're on tour, writing songs. Like, whoa. And I'm doing the accounting handwritten on like the 3-ring notebook paper, you know, adding it up, 35 plus, because I gotta be accurate, and the wavy columns, and finally I got a road manager. But I was doing it on my own for quite a while, and I'm not good at it. And I would finish a band tour. I owe everyone in the band like $900. 4 days later, I would go redo all the shows I had just done, like across the continent of Europe, on my own. And I knew a lot of friendly promoters. I go, here's some money. Would you write checks to these people for this amount and send them out, because I'm living on Amtrak trains or whatever. And I would pay my band members back from the talking tours, weeks late, but they would have to borrow money from their parents and beat the rent. And so they didn't like me very much, but I got everyone paid back. And so I was like, you know, it was pretty stressed. And you have to have a lot of oomph to get through those days, you know.
You talk